Hello everyone, this is Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is your weekly Angel Oracle card reading for the week beginning January 23rd, 2017. Before we get started, I want to wish my sister Kim a very, very happy birthday. Her birthday is on January 21st. So Kim, I hope you have the most blessed day ever, and I'm actually recording this on her birthday. So the other thing I want to let you know, first of all, I'm going to be using the Archangel Oracle cards deck by Doreen Virtue, and then of course pulling a crystal reading cards from Rochelle Sharman's deck. But I also want to use the Romance Angels Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue this week as well to pull maybe a couple cards, but I think one card from that deck. Reason being, I think this is a time for us to really connect back into love. There are a lot of events happening, a lot of division, a lot of people giving over to anger. And when I pull that card from the love deck, I want us to take a more expansive look at that card. So yeah, if you're looking for romance and you're like, yes, we get a romance card this week, by all means take it that way. But also please look at the other meaning, the deeper meaning, love of all kinds. Okay. Now, if you would like a personal reading with me, now's a great time to do that. Okay. January, look at your year ahead, or just kind of get a pulse for where you are right now. You can go to my website at angelsouls444.com, the services page. If you'd like to support me on Patreon, that's a great way to support me. And I will leave that information down below. And of course, as always, I have the Gumroad videos, which for February, once I get them edited and loaded, they will be love focused. Okay, now you can still get prosperity readings right there at Gumroad, and also some courses. So that's everything I need you to know. So I already cleared these decks, and let's get into it. Let's all just breathe a little bit. I mean, I don't know how you're feeling today, but I'm just feeling really like my breath is running away from me, because again, there's like a lot of energy going on right now. So yes. All right, let's get some cards going here. Success. Maybe success for the individual, but success on a bigger stage. And it may not be obvious, okay? It might seem like we're just fighting a lot or whatever, but there is progress being made. Now, the first card that popped out was chakra clearing, okay? So that is definitely a call for us to be taking care of ourselves this week, but it's also a call to let go of the battle. Let go of whatever it is, whether you're battling in a love partnership, or you're battling to make your finances better, whatever it is that you're having to push on, feeling like you have to push to get heard. Coming from a loving, empathetic place is always going to, number one, get other people to hear you more clearly. If you're just out there screaming about everything that you don't like, okay, no one's going to listen to you. They're going to get turned off from that. So again, if let's say it's in a love partnership, if you come at your partner just like, oh, you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, well, there's more division there. Okay, we could take that to a worldwide stance. Oops, more cards flopping out. And we do have the Women's March happening all over the world today. And good job, ladies. We talked about that. That came up a couple of weeks ago. But remember to connect into what makes you beautiful and special, and that is your nurturing qualities, okay? The love, the empathy. Guys, hook into that divine feminine aspect this week as well. All right, so one more card. Where'd that come from? Like, one more card. We'll get to the other decks here in just a second. All right, so far we have chakra clearing, nurture, spread your wings, and victory. See, I'm telling you, the way to be at peace with one another, the way to really come together, is by I cannot talk today. By, let's say, linking in to your purest aspect, which is that love, that empathy, okay? And remember that everybody has their perspective. I'm going to go ahead and pull the love card here as well. Okay, this is crazy. Stay optimistic about your love life, but let's add on to that. I'm going to pull another one because it's going to choose us. It's just popping right out. Whew. Get a snack, guys. We're going in. Okay. So this might take a while. So the love cards that came out, the first one is stay optimistic about your love life. So for those of you who are looking for more of a love reading, there you go. All right. Don't give up. Don't settle. Keep going. Then the next card is unrequited love. This is what's wrong with the world. Okay. Right here. We're losing our faith. We're losing our faith in one another. We're losing our optimism, and we feel unloved and unheard. So what happens? We get out there and we fight. We'll come back to these. All right. I guess I should go ahead and get the crystal card, don't you think? While we're at it. But we have a chance here to be very victorious, but it's like a reset time. You really have to reset, I would say, your perspective. Reset who you think you are. There it is. Oh God, this is an amazing reading. Okay, aquamarine communication, but that's more specifically angelic communication. Okay, but again, we will get to that in just a moment. So let's start from the beginning. What are we going to do this week to make things better, whether it's on an individual level or out in the world? And remember, your energy is affecting the world as well. Notice I keep breathing because we all have to take a breath. Yes. I think there's a meaning behind that as well. So chakra clearing, it's Archangel Metatron. Start prioritizing what deserves your attention, what doesn't. Okay, this says, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometric shapes. You got to clear your energy, guys. Okay, we all have to calm down a minute. This could be a theme. The breath, the breathing. Seriously make an effort. Do a meditation this week. Do it several times where you're constantly clearing out your chakras. And I'll be very honest with you, one of the things that I like doing is soaking in a very detoxifying bath. So a lot of sea salt or Epsom salts or something like that. I put some essential oils in. Be careful if you're going to do that. It does make the tub slippery. A practical side note. And then whatever else you want to put in there that would really help detoxify your body. And then soak in it. And then I always play my chakra clearing meditation while I'm in the tub. I know. But hey, it's fun and it's cozy and I highly recommend it. So make sure you're doing that. However you want to approach it, make it a priority, guys. Do this. And what you really need to do is detoxify the old way that you've been trained to handle things. Show them who's boss. Nope. Show them who can be the wisest. Not in a conniving kind of way, but who can be the most centered, who can be the most grounded. And then it's not even a competition. It's more about you staying within your peace no matter what. Okay? Nurturing yourself. Got to do it. Okay, so this is, and everybody hates it when I mention this, but you got to know why I'm like, at my nose. I get face tinglies when I'm doing, yes, I call them tinglies. I get the face tinglies when I'm doing readings. All right, nurture, Archangel Gabriel. As you nurture a child, you nurture your own inner child. Both activities are important for you right now. And again, I think this card is interesting because it goes along with the chakra clearing card number 1. But today's the day of the Women's March. So there's that nurturing card. Flow your love out into the world, okay? You can do this through meditation. You can just do this with your awareness. But make sure you're taking care of you too, okay? So if something starts to feel really off, like it's just feeling like, I don't want to deal with this. I know I'm supposed to be into that, but I'm not there. I need a break. Take a break, especially if you're in the United States and you just need a break from politics. By all means, go ahead and do it. Nurture yourself, collect yourself, rejuvenate. You're allowed, okay? You're supposed to do that. All right. And then we have spread your wings, Archangel Ariel. Do not hold back right now. The timing is perfect and you are ready to soar. But this, I think, in the context of these other cards, means energetically you're ready to soar. Energetically, you're ready to come to that next space, that next way of approaching things. You need not be afraid anymore, okay? Now, for some of you, I'm feeling the very distinct feeling that there's a project, especially some of you who are trying to do like creative projects. Go for it. There are some really, okay, so I'm picturing like young males, I would say they're college age, and they're trying to do like a, I don't know, like a documentary. I was going to say movie, but it doesn't feel like fiction. So if you were thinking of that, if that's you, if you feel like that's you, again, pay attention to your gut reaction to that. If it resonates as true, then that is talking to you. If it doesn't, Okay, then that's not for you. We'll have other messages for you. But spread your wings and fly. You know, trust yourself. Trust these business moves that you want to do. If you want to start a new career, if you want to do something that's a little more authentic to your path, go ahead and do it. All right. But again, this feels very internal. That's how the messages usually come through from the angels. They do want you working from the inside out. Okay. Our higher selves, especially those of us who are really trying to ascend, not that we should be trying and striving exactly, but if we're rolling with it, we're going with it, we're not fighting it. Our higher selves it's at the level of the angels. So if you are having a hard time disconnecting from this 3D reality, stepping out of all the noise, okay? Doing a meditation where you come into your higher self will help you understand your guardian angel, or angels, as the case may be, much better, okay? And that information can filter through your higher self down through your crown chakra, and then you'll understand it, okay? So that's a little thing they wanted me to put out there for you guys this week. Really be, getting into your higher self, really communicating with your guardian angel. And I'll tell you, right before I do any video, I sit down and I meditate and I clear and I shield and do all that good stuff. And today I did a meditation where I unplugged. Okay, that might be another reason why I keep feeling like I have to take a breath. Like I'm still trying to integrate back into my body a little bit, maybe. But yeah, so I kind of went into my higher self and I saw some incredible things. And then I kind of looked at the 3D story that was unfolding and went, oh, there was some wisdom in it. There was no judgment. It was just sort of like, oh, okay, this has to play out. Okay, I see it now. All right, I'm not afraid. And then, kind of come back into your, quote unquote reality or what have you. So if you spread your wings, you're really focusing on getting that higher perspective, being in your higher self. You'll be able to carry forward with areas of your life that maybe felt stuck before. For some of you out there, again, the love thing, it's like, oh, where's my love? Why isn't it happening? So on and so forth. Fear not. Even they're hitting all areas of life. Some of you are going to be getting some answers around health, some ways to manage your health, some ways to turn a diagnosis around. It's good. Okay, it's a good time. But again, you're not going to perceive the solutions. You're not going to have that success that we talked about right from the top of the reading if you're not, I hate to say disconnect from reality, because that's not what I mean. You know me. I'm always like, no, have your human experience. But this is a week where we're really being asked to just, go ahead. Come on up to this level is kind of what they're saying. Come on up to this level, get some clarity, and then you can return back into your body and into your life. Okay, so I already feel like people are like, what do you mean return back into your body? Is this going to be an out-of-body experience? Depends on where you are. I mean, yeah, sometimes yes. But again, you can do your own research on that. I don't want to sit here and explain it. But just be careful. Ask Archangel Michael to protect you. Some people might experience something that is the sensation of an out-of-body experience, but that won't be everybody. Sometimes people just, go into their higher self and they still feel fully integrated and all that good stuff. It just depends on the individual and how far you want to take your experience, I guess. All right. So the final card we have before we get on to these romance cards and the crystal card, we have Victory, and it's Archangel Sandalphon. Now, it's funny that this card is coming at the end of this spread right here, because Sandalphon helps you balance your spiritual self with your physical self. He helps you be attuned. Yes, he's all about sound healing. Go ahead. Okay. He's saying sometimes you have to kind of hop out and then you can hop back in, but don't be afraid, because I will help you harmonize within your body. But you have to kind of come out or go up into your heart, again, whatever your experience is. And please don't sit there and think that your experience is going to be the same experience everybody's going to have, because that's where we get into a lot of right fighting, isn't it? You know, oh, it's not like that. Oh, you're misguiding me. I just had somebody arguing with me on Facebook, like messaging me, and I ended up having to block the person because it started getting harassing. I just felt like they were trying to antagonize and all that, and they just were not getting it. Their ego was just running away with them. They thought that the way they saw things was the only way. And I think this is the week too. We need to break that open. Everybody's going to have a different opinion. Everyone's having a different experience. So even if your experience is not lining up with someone else's, you're still victorious. Everyone's on their path. Everyone's doing what they need to do. And you're going to get a lot of clarity this week, again, that leads to success. But there is also going to be a good bit of, they're using the word settlement. So I think what they mean, for some of you, you kind of sparked at that because maybe you're looking for a literal settlement, right? So something will come about with that. But I think the way they're using settlement is like you're sort of settled into and okay with the things that are going on. Not because you agree with them, but because you're seeing the higher wisdom. You're seeing how things are having to play out to get us to a different era, to get us into a different way. All right? I'm not even sure as a human being what the heck we're talking about here. I know, that's great, right? But honestly, I'm human and I don't know how things are going to play out until I go through it myself. But do you understand what we're doing here? Sandalphon is saying, be balanced, have these, higher self experiences, but come back, bring that knowledge back into your physical body and harmonize it. Okay. So your prayers have been heard and answered. Have faith. So releasing control, releasing this need, again, the right fighting. Let's not do that anymore. Okay. Or try not to. I mean, please. Again, we're human. We're going to do stuff, right? But this is feeling like you can be victorious in other areas of your life. And this does kind of go into law of attraction kind of stuff where, thank you. They're saying this is a big week of release and just being cool, being calm, realizing things are still not going the way you'd like to see them go, but we're good, okay? And things are unfolding in the way that they need to. All right, let's get into these love cards. These kind of blew my mind a little bit. I want to tune into them here for just a moment. Wow. A lot of us have been, a lot of us are I guess we're all recovering from some sort of like love trauma, and it comes from a disconnect from the divine. Okay, getting so wound up in our 3D reality, getting so wound up in the division tactics that get thrown at us all the time, we're unplugged, okay? We're unplugged from the universe. So that can lead to, this was the second card that came out, but the unrequited love. So it feels like we're alone, feels like the universe forgot about us. Again, feels like we're not being taken seriously or respected, so we start yelling. Right? Because, hey, if you're not being heard, you want to get loud, right? But again, it's coming from this fear, a fear of lack, a lack of love, right? Feeling unloved in a general sense. Now, okay, it says the card says there's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. Again, on a grander scale, this is talking about plugging back into the divine and knowing that we are not alone and that the situations that are unfolding in our physical reality, they don't have to dictate how we feel. They really don't, okay? And we can always tap back into what's real, and that is love, divine love. Then we have this, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Now, again, for some of you who are looking for romance, here you go. If you are looking for romance, I think these two cards together are saying, first of all, you got to love yourself. You knew that was coming, right? You have to love yourself, but stop going after the love partners who can't love you in the way that you need to be loved, okay? You have to come to that space of understanding this week of how deserving you are, okay? And then open your heart up to a real partner. They may not come right away, but the good stuff is always worth waiting for. Yes? So this is saying stay optimistic about your love life. Good things can happen. And then, of course, we have this victory card. Yes? So good news around that. But only if you're willing to spread your wings and be you authentically. If you're trying to be someone else just to get married, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times I've had to say to clients, like, no, focus on the love first, and then the marriage can come. All right, but that's an aside. What this means on a grander scale, I think, is saying, love will heal all. I know that's cliche, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. But stay optimistic. Don't lose your faith in other people. Don't come from this place of assuming other people don't like you or other people are down on you in some way. right? Give people the benefit of the doubt that they're good, okay? And again, this isn't about denial. They're saying, understand that most people mean well. And if how they are acting is in distortion with something that you need or want, it's not necessarily always because they're hateful, right? Or they have some prejudice against you, okay? Sometimes they just are coming from a different place, a different perspective. And the key to uniting with one another is giving each other the benefit of the doubt. This is not making excuses for bad behavior. This is not, this is more about taking a small group of people who are doing really bad things and assuming everybody's like that, right? And, again, going back into sort of like a love reading really quickly, that can talk to people who have had really bad love partnerships. They've had really bad relationships, and they expect all the relationships that come from that or come after that to be bad as well. And that is just not the case. So we all have to sort of, the uniting force, I'm not even going to sit here and say, we're going to unite against a common enemy. We're not even going to go there, okay? This is more about, see your brothers and sisters as good. They might be scared. They might be confused. So are you, all right? Compassion, empathy. No more jumping to conclusions about how people feel about you, all right? Give them a chance. All right. Then, of course, the crystal card we have is Aquamarine Communication. Look how beautiful this card is. Remember what we said about getting into your higher self so that you could talk to your angels? And Aquamarine is one of those sort of peaceful crystals. I love to put this under my pillow. Make sure it's cleansed, cleared, and charged. But I love putting it under my pillow along with some selenite. You can use celestite, seraphonite. These are all great crystals to communicate with the angels. And for a good night's sleep, if you need one of those too. But this communication is saying, no, you guys are missing the mark. Stop ignoring us. Stop getting so wound up in the day-to-day that you're not, there's needless struggle, there's needless suffering, I think is really what they're getting at here. And if you just kind of go have a meeting with your angels, right? Go have a conference call with your angels and be like, no, seriously, why am I getting so wound up about this? Why am I so angry about this? Why am I, after these, why do I feel hate in my heart? And you do. As peaceful and loving as we all try to pretend we are, there might be certain situations or even groups of people who you've come to dislike because you feel like they dislike you. Whatever the case may be. Okay? Go talk to the angels. Be honest with yourself. Be honest with your angels. They see you. There's no hiding anyway. Why do I feel this way? And they might show you a moment. Or maybe it won't be so cut and dry. Maybe it's more of a brainwashing thing. Okay? And when you communicate with your angels, and this could be too for just anything kind of in your life. Why am I afraid to be in love? But you have to admit that you are. That's the thing. Okay? Or why am I afraid to get on my path? What are my fears in general? If you don't even know that, they can kind of counsel you through all of this. But have a moment with them, get your clarity, come on back in to your little world here. I'm sure it's a little compared to everything in the universe. And look at it with fresh eyes. It's that kind of feeling this week, guys. 2017 is a great big cracking open year. And we've said before, it's probably not going to be any easier than like 2016 was. And yet it's going to go better because we know better, right? We know better. We know to shut down something before it gets out of control. We're getting better at spotting shadow working through certain people, okay, who want to antagonize you or just drag you down or preach at you or, you know what I mean, doing anything they can to be condescending to you so that you feel less than. That's shadow working through somebody. Whatever the case may be, this year is, how can I even say, this is like the understatement of the year, but it's a year unlike any other, right? Historical things happening, situations happening that we haven't seen before. So there's no going back to the old patterned way of responding because we've never been up against this before. We have to come up with new creative solutions. And if you're not ready for it, it can feel very daunting. It can feel scary. But again, if you're coming in with your angelic team, this could be your spirit guides as well, okay? And you do that often, clearing often, we're going to be okay. All right, we're going to be okay. And I think there's a lot of beauty in all of this. There's like a lot of beauty in, I'm sort of getting the image of like cracking out of our shells and realizing that we don't have to be so confined. We don't have to react in the way we always have before. You know, and some people are still going to hang on to that with both hands, thinking that, oh, it worked back in the day, so let's do this again. I'm thinking of a friend who used to always, every time she wanted to lose weight, she would go back to the program that she used to do in the 80s. And I'm like, okay, but you're not 20 anymore. Like, and we've learned a lot about nutrition and diet since then, and, you know, the hormones and things like that. So why struggle? Why are you pushing yourself to be like you were 20? You know, whatever. You know, it's a fresh approach, a new way. Some of you, this might be a week too. I think for most of you, they're showing me like 75. So I'm assuming it's like 75% of you are sort of laying down the swords, laying down the pressure, laying down the hatred, laying everything down. And you might just test drive what it is to be in perfect peace. Okay? Despite what's going on outside of you. But really always just finding a way to just kind of, again, breathing and coming back in and coming into your centeredness and communicating with your higher self, and, you know, even kind of getting up to that level so you can communicate with your angels and see what that does for you this week. See how you feel. So let's do this as a practice. I have to remember to do this too. Let's do our homework. Let's all journal, okay, today as soon as you see this. Journal like how you're feeling, okay? Like whatever it might be, whatever kind of comes up for you. And then journal again at the end of the week. Maybe you'll want to watch this again. But journal again at the end of the week and see if your perception has shifted. Now, we're not looking for any kind of like grand breakthroughs that could happen, but don't push yourself to do that. Just observe. Come on back out and observe, because we need to reset. And if we don't do this on our own, guys, we're going to get smacked into doing it in another way. All right? And let's not have that. We don't want to have big world events. We don't want to have tragedies. We don't want to be pulling struggle into our world to teach us things the hard way. If we just observe and come into our clarity and work through our souls a little bit more, this could be a good ride. And that's what we want life to be. Okay? So there it is. Whew. Have a beautiful week, guys. I love you. I love you all so much. Thank you. Thank you for always supporting me, and thank you for sending great energy my way for my home that I'm trying to manifest right now, and just in general for your comments and for the love that you send me. And I know you guys send me these really cool comments like, oh my gosh, you know, you you really helped me through this, or oh my gosh, I love it when people tell me that their little babies are really into watching these videos. Just things like that just means everything to me. And if you think I'm doing a lot for you, some of you, you're doing everything for me. I am sustained by the love you send me. And I never thought I would be so fortunate as to do this kind of work and be able to help in this way. And I hope to still grow and evolve. I don't know what Angel Souls is going to look like by the end of the year, but I know that I will be okay for the ride because of people like you. So again, I love you and have a beautiful, blessed week. Take care.